who has a 100-word summary of all the trouble you guys got into in this perfectly inviting cave.
Oh boy, a lot of stuff happened last time. We killed a tree, and we came underground.
Was the tree a creature? Could it die?
The tree is not a creature, no.
Okay.
Trees are
But
living
we-
things, though.
I guess
Still-
some objects can die.
Ekon killed Genie.
He didn't kill me. He knocked me unconscious.
That's right, 70 points of damage from heal.
We fought a bunch of monstrosities. Genie slept through the entire fight. She laid down on the ground and then went to sleep.
Sometimes you just skip a fight. It's fine.
I've actually mentioned to these guys that I felt really kind of useless in the last like 3 or 4 combats.
Yeah, that was like this is Arrow Hall. Like Arrow Hall was murder through here. We saw this casket and we were like, that's way too sus for us, so we decided to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I feel like hopefully the next casket is going to be like triggering the end game of NetHack. Like the Wizard of Yendor is going to appear and he's not going to stop until this game is over.
I hate that guy.
And then we decided to come around here, and there is a golden man.
There is a golden man standing in this room, and I'd already put a yellow marker on the map because I did not think it through, so we'll make him orange. Humanoid features, more or less, but no body hair and not a lot of detail either, so no nipples, no facial hair, no dangly bits. More or less just a featureless statue standing there, except as Evie turns the corner and enters the room, it has motion to it. It's not posed upon a dais or something like a statue might be. It's just a golden man standing there, glinting in the firelight. And it has featureless, pupilless eyes turning to look at you.
We just had the discussion that you thought Warforged were dumb.
Yeah.
And you put a golden Warforged in your...
I think Warforged are dumb in the context of players being allowed to play one.
It could be worse. The last time we were in a final dungeon like this, somebody drank gold.
Who would do that?
Whoever did that's an idiot, let me tell you. Just complete total dumbass.
Genie, as you come around the corner, the golden man regards you as well.
Genie just kind of waves at him, I guess.
Okay.
Who are you?
The golden man turns to Evie and speaks. What language are you speaking in? Darkanese?
Darkanese.
He responds in Darkanese. And he has a very hollow sound to his voice. You've spoken to like lots of dumb stuff that shouldn't be allowed to talk in your adventuring days. Rather than this voice being projected by some sort of enchantment or magic, it sounds like there is a mechanism inside of the thing's chassis that is producing the sound. It's very mechanical, and it has a bizarre echo to it. He says, "I am the man that possesses the golden key."
The key to what?
What does this key unlock?
Turns to Edmont. It unlocks the casket that contains the phylactery of Aslan King.
You guys know this is a trap, right?
I assure you, it is not.
Why would you
What are
tell...
your charges upon the key?
He tells you that the key has been entrusted to him in order to protect the phylactery. He was created by Aslan's magic for this purpose.
Then why would you tell us where the phylactery was?
He says, because I know where it is.
Why would you tell us you have the key?
Because I do have it.
That's not very protective of you.
What's next?
All right, gang, huddle.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Oh, we have the
trap,
mind
right?
link still. We have our
Telepathic
Yeah,
huddle.
we have Aries up. Yeah.
Mental huddle. Then this is a trap. Straight up.
Obviously, this is a trap.
Ginny looks at the golden man. You're going to be here, right? If we come back later, you'll be here, right?
He nods. He says, I am charged to stand here and protect the key.
Yeah. All right. And then Ginny just slowly backs away
Okay.
this way.
Genie, looking around this corner as you come down, is a similar room to the one you were just in.
Huh?
Except inside of this room stands a silver man.
Oh Christ! Does he have the key too?
She turns around and looks, and she waves at the silver man again.
Okay.
You hear her over the mind link go, "Air, damn it!"
One of these is telling the truth.
Edmont says over the telepathic bond, one speaks only truth, one speaks only lies.
Exactly.
Do you also have a key to the casket?
He says that he is charged to carry the silver key that opens the casket containing the phylactery of Aslan King.
So,
Here's my thought. What if we need?
like, let's go around the corner and make sure there's not like a bronze key, right? Like there's not
Yeah.
like a
Victor,
copper key.
going around the
Victor,
corner, you see a third room that looks similar to the first
I'm
two.
guessing
no.
platinum.
I'm guessing Electrum.
Electrum,
Or
dog.
copper.
I swear to God, Brick Road. If it's Electrum, I'm going to quit.
Look
Fine
into
with
the
the
room,
player.
and there is a wooden man.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Do you have the wooden key for Aslan Rex's casket?
He tells you that he carries the wood steel key that unlocks the casket containing the phylactery of Aslan Rex.
Wood
Steel? Hold on.
We thought wood steel was not known to these lands.
You did think that.
It is now that we have been here for 3 years, cousin.
Guys, let's check around the corner.
Let's just make sure there isn't like a, I don't know.
Okay, so could it be that one of these keys opens it, but only one, and the other two are traps?
Titanium.
Jeannie doesn't approach the woodman. She stands in the hall.
Okay.
She goes, how long have you been here?
He tells you that he's been here since Aslan created him for this purpose.
Which was how long ago?
He says he's been here since Aslan created him for this purpose.
Uh-huh.
Genie, I'm just going to
Genie.
remind you real quick that this is a world in which dungeons that we never saw before just appear in the middle of a field we've explored really well.
She points
The
at it.
the people are old. The ruins are new.
I freaking
Edmont.
hate this place.
Edmond, come check out these steps with me.
Ancient ruined dungeons.
Uh,
Yeah, I feel like this place is in some way a response to us being here. Oh, don't step there. That's acid.
Someone remembered.
So we're going to abandon the 3 obvious puzzle NPCs and go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now,
Puzzle
yeah.
later.
Okay,
Yeah,
Victor.
we'll solve it in a minute.
when we
Why
come
click
back, I think when we do come back, I think we should take a look at the casket and see if there's like multiple keyholes, one
Have we seen
keyhole.
a casket yet?
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over there. That's right. Yeah.
The one labeled sus casket.
Yep, I remember that now.
One where like
Like,
we
up-
walked into the room and went, that is an obvious trap.
Is there anything in this room?
No, I mean, you see like the little acid bubble on the side of the wall.
Is it like a bubble just suspended there, or is it like a cauldron?
It's a little marbling pool of acid. Genie,
Yeah.
go back 2 squares.
Here?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
why we just stayed still.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. That is a 14.
Okay. Evie, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Genie! What have you done?
She walked into the room.
I've-
It was obviously a trap.
I've caused you to have to make a dexterity saving throw, obviously.
Oh, I did 12?
12.
How?
Okay. Genie.
Yep.
You step into this room, deciding to give this acid bubble a wide berth. However, as you step within this line, it launches, lobs across the archway of the ceiling, lightning fast, and the splashback also is much further than the standard splash would be. Fortunately, both you and your sister passed the saving throw, and you are not damaged by it.
There you go.
Good job, Jeannie. Victor
Well,
will do
everybody,
it.
hurry on through. We've already discharged it.
Makes sense.
And you come into the largest chamber you've seen so far. We've got dark vision and stuff, right?
Everyone has dark vision
Yeah.
at this point, so we have our light sources doused, I think.
So I think we're going to do something like this. Looks like it's about 60 feet. As you look into this, and the chamber opens up wider in the ceiling as well, vaulting over your head to the point where you can no longer see the ceiling. It's beyond the range of your dark vision. At the edge of your dark vision, you can see a drop off into a pool from which you hear the issuing sounds of bubbling echoes.
I think I'm just going to call this the Alexander room.
This is where it all ended up.
This is where it is, yeah. Yeah, we'll never find the Zook room, but we'll find the Alexander room all day.
One day I'm just going to throw that Zook room back into a campaign somewhere, and you guys are not going to be happy to have found it.
Watch out.
I
would
still
be-
think that the obvious thing to do with that is do some sort of Coen Brothers style movie on a bunch of terrible people who find it.
You know what, Burko? That I'm calling. That's what I want my adventure for the next campaign to be.
I think the
I wanna-
Zook room.
Yeah, the return of the Zook room.
Okay. I'll make sure I
Anyway,
put you down for that. Yeah,
There's
you
an
step
trap up north, so watch that.
Hold on.
I think I'm gonna swing down this way.
Do you want to take my turret with you?
Uh,
If you start running into problems, as long as you're within 60 feet of me, I
hang
can
on one sec.
protect you.
My character sheet vanished on me.
And if you don't, that's fine.
If you're nice,
Pat and Oswald's here, but my character sheet isn't.
You got your priorities straight.
Yeah.
Sounds like-
let's-
Did you also open up a Wikipedia page for Patton Oswalt when that discussion happened? Because I did.
No, I pulled up a picture about Patton Oswalt in Star Trek. Anyway, let's see here. I don't have temp HP right now, so
Everybody should have 13.
we did take a short rest, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well then,
Yeah,
I will. Well then, we'll do the huddle, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So that's 6 seconds, 12 seconds, 18 seconds. Just looking for a 7 or an 8. So we're approaching like a minute. Just the most
All
awkward.
ass minute.
There we go. 12 hit points to everybody. It's like, just come on, just hold on, just bathe
I
in
already
the
had.
glow.
Oh, I guess I lost the rest. I said I already
Yeah.
had 15 on my sheet.
Okay, so I'm gonna go around this way, I think.
Okay.
Waiting for Brick Road to say stop, roll initiative.
And you see the edge of the room goes through a narrow passageway along the wall. Off to your left, you see a narrow rocky footpath going around the backside of this drop-off.
A narrow, rocky footpath, you say.
Yep. What I'm saying is there's space to walk around this edge.
Edmont points at that. That's monk bait. Just kidding.
So, how deep is this hole? Like, is the acid like up to the edge of the hole, or is it kind of like a?
Nobody's gone to look. Everybody's
Okay.
given the acid cliff a wide berth so far.
And
Yeah,
why wouldn't
Edmont
they?
Yeah, Edmont will peer down there.
Edmont, peering down from there. This square is safe. This square is safe. Beyond that, you have a tumble down, jagged, stony cliffs down into a pool of bubbling acid.
Don't like that. Edmont will call out, there's another one of these acid traps over here. Try to bait it out.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yeah. Uh, 24.
And the acid bubble pops out, and then ricochets harmlessly next to you. The next room is horrific.
Oh no.
Are we?
Edmont,
Sir.
there are grooves worked into the floor here. And looking down, you see bodies, human bodies, shoved down into the grooves, squashed next to each other, torturously, with their extremities folded this way and that, as though somebody was packing Tetris blocks.
Oh no.
Line piece.
As you step in, you feel weak hands reach up to touch your boots.
I'll double back over into here.
Okay?
Ooh, what's down there, Edmont?
Hands. Grabby hands.
Were the hands coming from the people or that were stuffed in there, or were they just
Coming from the bodies stuffed into the grooves in the floor.
okay?
You guys want to check out the north one?
Oh yeah, let's go that way.
Are you guys thinking you're going to find like an ice cream shop or something? Like
Yes!
this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Victor's gonna set
you
up the
remember that
outfit.
one dungeon in Phantasy Star, right? Where you get to go get the cake?
I hate that dungeon in Phantasy Star. Victor, give me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 29.
Okay, so this acid blob bounces harmlessly out of the wall as you step near it.
How high up is the
Good.
ceiling in here?
Very high. In fact, it's higher than the span of your dark vision when you look over towards the center of the room. So where you guys are standing now, if you look up, you cannot see the ceiling. Except for next to you here is a large pillar reaching all the way up to the ceiling and out of sight. You guys can see the jagged rocks in between where you're standing here and then over out onto this next acid pool. There are cavities in this wall. Here, let me actually draw little squares out so you can see. So, for example, this square would be a cavity here, and so would this square here. Chains reaching out from them connect to both to a cavity inside this central pillar. And rusted metal grates cover the three openings.
Ekon's gonna fire up his boots of flying and get about 15 feet up in the air.
Okay. And 15 feet up in there, you still cannot see the ceiling over your head. Give me a perception check.
You got it. Huh. Well, that's a perception of 11.
Okay. Darkness overhead and bubbling
Victor-
beneath you.
Victor is also going to fly up and go see if he can look at these rates.
Well, if you want to look into the grates, you're going to have to stay at ground level. Because if you fly up, you'll be too high to see into them.
Well, then he's going to fly like 3 feet off the ground so he doesn't accidentally fall into the jagged cliff of death and acid.
Okay. Looking inside, the chain seems to connect to the back of the wall. It's otherwise an empty little cubby hole with an iron grate. You could fit a person in here, but that person would neither be able to stand up nor lie down.
So it just looks like the chains are basically holding up this pillar.
But the chains don't seem structural at all. They're just running from the cubbies here on the side of the wall to the one in the pillar. You've only looked in one of these cubbies so far.
It's going to go check out the other cubby.
Okay? And it's the same thing. It's a small, empty cubby. The chain just runs to the back wall and is secured to a fastener there. And again, it's you could, like Victor could squeeze into this space, but he wouldn't be able to stand up or lie down.
Sounds terrible. What's beyond?
More
This
acid.
darkness?
Acid fun times. Bubbling away below you.
Edmont wants to see where these two chains are leading into here, but he doesn't really have a method to get close to it.
And Victor will go tell you.
Well, you've got dark vision. You could just see it if you stand over here.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
So, Victor, you're flying out over the acid?
A little bit over the acid, yeah.
Is that a yes? You are? So right now, Victor, you've got nothing underneath you except a bubbling pool of acid.
Yeah, don't waffle. Go all the way.
Yeah, why not?
Remember, McDohl put all you guys down for F me up, fam. So
Wait, I didn't know it was communal.
I don't remember signing up for that.
Edmont,
He forged our signatures.
It's the royal me.
looking into the cubby in here, there is what looks to be a tortured body, just very muscular and squeezed into this space in this uncomfortable crouching position so that its head and neck are bent forward up against the ceiling of the room. And his arms are straining as he's holding these two chains taut.
Do you point this out, Edmont?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Victor goes back.
Edmont calls out, there's a guy here.
Here, Edmont. Like, I think we should call to him, see if he enters first.
Edmont calls out,
In what language?
Darkanese.
What do you call out?
Hello, are you there? Are you alive?
You see, I mean, he can't really shake his head in his position, but you see Payne's movement as he can't even lift his head to see you. But he says, "Please, do not disturb the work.
What work?
It will all come undone."
Are these chains taut or
He's-
are they loose?
He's holding them taut. If he were to let go of them, they would slide out of his cubby and probably fall down into the acid.
Are the chains magical?
No, not that you can see.
What about Jeannie's gonna like peek into this little room here? Is
Yeah, how does that
Is there-
look? How is it
Seems-
fastened in there?
So you've got this rusty metal grate, like this crisscrossed iron bars, right?
Mm-hmm.
About maybe 3 or 4 feet back on the back wall, the chain is just fastened there. Just the last link of the chain goes through a hook that's been drilled and posted into the wall. Just like you would secure prisoner manacles to a wall.
So Victor flies over here. It looks like this guy is like leaning back against the wall with the pillar, or is he like pressed up against the grate?
There's not enough physical space for him in this little cubby to stand at all. So he's just kind of, he's in a crouching position where the flat of his neck is against the ceiling of the room. So he's looking down at the floor.
Jeannie calls over to him in Darkanese and says, "May I ask what the work is?"
So I'm holding it together as long as I can.
What
So
are
the
you
others
holding?
Can I'm holding it up. You see the muscles in his arms and his hands continue to tense.
Victor's gonna start to fly up.
Who are the others?
Just up into the room, Victor.
Yeah, to see how tall it is. Like until we can see the ceiling.
So this pillar disappears into the darkness. From the floor, you don't have enough dark vision to see up. When you fly up, how high do you intend to fly?
Let's start with 60 feet.
So you start, the floor beneath you and your companions fade away from view. Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, that's a big 7.
7. You're flying up with the intention of trying to find the ceiling of this place. Because remember, you came down through a hole, and you didn't fall all that far. I think you fell far enough to take like 3d6 damage or something, which is like 20 to 30 feet. As you're flying up, and as you see the ground beneath you fade away, and you realize that you can't see any of your companions anymore, at least 60 feet above the ground, and you look up, and you still can't see the ceiling above you, there's not enough physical space under that graveyard to contain this cave. And then your stomach seizes up as you suddenly realize you have no idea which way is up and which way is down.
Orson! Where are you?
You guys just hear Victor calling from somewhere overhead. His voice is echoing out across the vast cave.
Victor, you okay?
Where's Orson? He was right next to me.
Victor, give me a perception check.
He started flying. He can't fly.
Have him
You're
throw
right.
a net over me.
If a perception of 20 is not good enough, then I use a dice to make it a 25.
20 is good. So when Evie starts yelling at you, like you're hearing her voice echo from all directions, and for a moment it's not helpful. But you manage to keep your composure and realize the direction that she's calling you from must be down. So that would be a safe direction to fly in.
We're gonna fly down that way.
Yes, Victor comes back down to the ground.
It ain't right.
So,
Yeah, that ceiling looks too high. I can't even see it.
It's more than 120 feet above us.
So
do we attempt to relieve him of his burden?
I'm afraid the pillar's gonna collapse and take the ceiling with it.
I think we should get more information before we do that. But like, is he under? You think he's under some kind of spell? Like he thinks he's holding up a ceiling or something?
You're the magic expert, not me. Edmont turns and walks back over this way.
It could be geese.
So how far down is the acid?
A good 40 or 50 feet at least. Like you'd be tumbling down the rocks for a second. You'd probably take a couple hard hits before you hit the surface of the acid.
All right, I need Orson, come over here. I need Orson to come over here. I'm gonna tie a rope around my waist.
Beanie, what are you doing?
Gee, hold on.
I'm gonna give this man and I've tied a rope around my waist, and I'm just gonna use my boots of flying,
Okay?
and then I'm gonna just go over there to the man, and I'm going to examine him,
So
looking
he's
for enchantments of any kind.
he's on the other side of the same kind of iron grate that closes off the other two cubbies.
Uh-huh.
And he is definitely under the effects of some sort of magic. If you want to go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Yes, I can do this. That is a 29. I could have cast. I gotta remember that I have guidance.
Okay. There's an aura of enchantment magic about him. There is a magical effect on the man himself. The
Okay.
chains are not pinging any magic, neither are the bars, neither is the pillar itself, but the man is under some sort of enchantment spell. You would have to probably use Identify or something similar to get more than that, or tease it out of him.
Could I cast Identify as a ritual by floating here in the air for 10 minutes?
If you reach through the bars and touch the man, you can.
Ooh, I don't know. That seems kind of unsafe. Mm,
Go for it.
let's see.
When has Genie ever been safe? Let's be
What
honest.
school is enchantment? Genie has gone under character growth, unlike Victor, who's gone under character regression. Anyway,
Wow.
what does anybody remember what school enchantment is? Is that the like the mind messing
Yes.
with?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, enchantment is its own school. That's what it's called. It's not a sub school.
Right. My brain is like enchantment. Is that like where you make things? No, that's abjuration. So, yeah, no.
Mind
Listen.
control will probably be enchantment.
Yeah, I'm like he's under like it's the effects of some kind of enchantment spell. Sir, can you tell me your name?
I am the laborer.
A laborer of what?
And he can't shake his head, but I can't talk. I'm holding it as long as I can.
Well, we're in here as well. So, can you tell me what you're holding up?
All of it at once.
All right.
You pull him out? You gonna vortex warp him?
No, I
Victor.
just was moving my character.
Victor, give me a
Yeah.
dexterity saving throw.
And Victor's gonna fly up the pillar.
Okay, well. Edmont, I also need a dexterity saving throw.
That's a
Victor is, Victor's all like, I want to be in front. I want to be in front. I'm
I
the
get
captain.
28.
Look at me.
What was that? What was that deck save, Victor?
28.
Okay. How'd you do, Edmont?
20.
As the little acid blob that Victor is within 5 feet of shoots an acid splash that splashes on Edmont.
Get him his armor.
I picture the two of them having a little argument and like the acid, and they just both just kind of like sway their heads to the side and don't stop the argument.
Yeah,
Exactly.
these two could trigger every acid splash in the dungeon and never get hit once. Like, I don't know why they're bickering about it.
I feel like it would be gauche to ask what the DC to this for this save is.
Oh, it's 12. It's super easy. Like, you can
Oh, okay.
Edmont literally cannot fail it.
Yeah, that'd be Victor.
it's only there to erode the strength of the party.
Well, anyway, since we popped it, Edmont moves past it.
Okay.
Victor flies upwards along the pillar, keeping in sight.
So, like, I'm going to confer with Ekon real quick.
Yeah.
Ekon, like, he's under the effects of an enchantment spell of some kind.
Mhm.
There is the possibility. So he thinks he's holding up something.
Yeah.
And
Edmont lets out a little whistle and says, "Hey, I think I see a chain over here."
Continue.
I didn't even notice that chain, to be honest. Never would have seen that. Good job, McDohl. But he is like, do we just assume everything in here is a trap? Like,
Yes.
and do we help him regardless, even knowing everything in here is a trap?
I mean, everything in here is designed to kill people who are trying to take Aslan's most prized and powerful position.
Like, out of character, Brickroad's excitement when he said, "Do you vortex warp him?" Leads me, the player, to be incredibly cautious. But I wasn't gonna like just vortex warp him out anyway.
I mean, I don't know that we can help him. For all we know, he is holding up something really important.
Well, those chains over there are not magical. Nothing in that wall is magical, and he is literally just pulling on a wall. I don't think he's holding up jack or squat.
Okay.
Edmont,
Like,
looking
Sir.
over here, you see that the chain connects into a little cubby in this wall and a little cubby in this wall. And they're otherwise exactly the same as the one previously, except both of these chains are secured to fasteners at the end of each of the walls. And again, the cubby is just the right size where Edmont could squeeze in here, but he would not be able to stand up or lie down if he did.
Can I get an idea of like, is it just a hook, or is there like a mechanism where it recedes into the wall?
You have no way of knowing from this side of the grate. You'd need X-ray vision to tell that.
Well, as it so happens,
oh god,
hang on.
that's a fucking Chekhov's gun. Oh my god, I forgot you had that. You've had this stupid ring the entire campaign, have had it attuned the entire campaign, and you know what? Good on you.
I actually have to grab the DMG because I think there's some restrictions to it that I need to check.
What's next?
How high up does this pillar go?
Flying up the pillar, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
See if I can not roll a 1 this time.
Let's see.
Hey, that's a 17.
17. Again, you go up far enough in the air that the floor beneath you fades away. And for a moment, you feel your chest seize up again. And you reach out next to you, knowing that you kept the pillar at your left hand, but it's not there. But this time, you stop, you collect your thoughts together, and after a moment, you do find it right where you thought it was.
So with 60 feet of dark vision, it's just like pitch blackness everywhere.
Yes.
Victor's gonna. So the pillar keeps going up another 60 feet above him.
It's at least another 60 feet. And you're going to have to
Okay.
continue to make this saving throw the higher you climb.
Yeah, it's gonna go another 60 feet.
Okay, make that saving throw again.
Notice how he's the one who did it the first time, and he learned absolutely nothing from that experience.
Is it 16?
Okay. And you have the same experience again, except now it doesn't look like you've gone anywhere. You tell yourself that you have flown upward, and you know that you've flown upward because you've kept your left hand against this pillar, but for some reason your left hand left the pillar for a moment, which caused you to stop. If you try this again, it's going to be more and more difficult for your people to hear you underneath you if you start yelling out.
No, I think going 180 feet is good enough. I'll come back down.
180 feet would be well above, from your position in this cave, would be well above even the height of that tree that you killed.
Yeah, Edmont will activate the Ring of X-Ray Vision.
All right. Looking like through the wall? How far through the wall can you penetrate?
3 feet.
Okay, yeah, looking 3 feet, you just see...
Provided it doesn't hit, like, base metal or lead.
It's just a deep metal spike embedded in the wall that is strong enough to hold onto this chain. Doesn't seem to be any mechanism whatsoever.
Alright, and then Edmont's going to quickly move over here, trying not to get motion sick. And then he's going to look in this guy's cell again.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yep. I didn't roll a 1.
Okay. And you come back around and you look into the cell and nothing has changed. The man is sitting there holding both things. The little blob of acid completely misses as you float by.
He doesn't even notice it.
He just...
And nothing unusual about his anatomy.
He's a large human man. Like, he's bigger, probably. He's probably Orson's size as far as his musculature goes. He's much too... Like, he's squeezing into this space. It's incredibly uncomfortable, and he's, like, wrenched down into this horrible crouching position. Other than that, filthy. Definitely having a bad day.
So, yeah, this only lasts a minute. And then
What about the
Edmont...
spikes in here?
Yeah.
No
Same
mechanisms.
deal?
No, there's still spikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Edmont reports that back to everyone.
It is my professional, engineering opinion that these do not go anywhere, and do not serve any function other than to punish this man. However, I will say that this is obviously some non-Euclidean space, and the presence of these over here gives me, going in there gives me a little bit of pause.
I don't think we can assume that normal laws of physics apply here.
You all
This is magical.
They have to apply. Evie, we've had this discussion. That's why they're called laws.
Genie physics doesn't exist.
Okay, so Victor just flew up for like a minute and then came back down.
Yep.
Yeah, and it informs you that this ain't right. So let's go see what's in this cave.
Looking into this room, Edmont and Victor. There's another room with another groove in the floor, filled with racked bodies, just folded together unnaturally.
After you, Edmont.
Edmont is going to say one side cousin, and he's going to run along the wall up here.
Okay.
I'd step the problem, huh?
Yeah, Victor's gonna fly up in the air a little bit. He's
I guess I'll trigger this trap so the others can get by.
gonna look down this corridor.
Evie, you're going to trigger the trap?
Yeah, to
Give
let
me-
everyone else go past.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
I probably... I could fail it, but it would be unlikely. That's a 20.
20? That's fine. So you guys safely pass over this little bridge here into the room with the terrible bodies.
I don't have specialty in dexterity saves like they do.
Edmont, from your position looking north, you see another groove filled with yet more bodies. And from the square you're standing on, they can just barely reach out and touch the toes of your boots with their weak fingers. Off to your left, you see the acid pool coming to a tapered end at another pillar.
And it looks like another chain.
Victor,
Two
from your
chains.
position looking to the south, it opens up into another room.
Victor is flying 5 feet in the air as he hovers south.
Once you leave the room with the acid pool, the ceilings are reasonable again. So flying 5 feet above the air in this area, you can probably reach up and touch the ceiling from that position.
Okay, that's fine. As long as he's not being touched by hands.
Okay. Looking into this room is yet another room with grooves along the floor, predictably filled with bodies pressed up in and amongst each other.
It's Soylent Green.
So, looking at the map here, is this like one long continuous groove just snaking through all four of these rooms?
There are definitely 4 distinct rooms.
Okay.
Like in the passages between the rooms here, there are no bodies in the floor, like where Edmont is standing.
Yeah.
But beyond him, there's a groove in the passageway next to the pool, and then there's the 3 rooms off to the south.
Okay.
Who are these people that like tried to get the phylactery before? Or who are these people?
Are you asking them?
You know what? Yes.
Okay.
How'd you get down there?
And all that their response is they're reaching up with weak hands towards Victor's boots, pleading for release.
Ekon?
I mean, I think Evie's the one who can, Evie's the one who can talk with dead.
I was thinking fireball.
Oh. Are these
Are
actually
they-
like creatures?
They're definitely creatures. They're definitely human bodies.
Are they
Writhing,
dead?
wrangled down there.
I mean, they're animated. They're moving.
The closest ones you get to the groove are reaching out and stretching up.
I think the
Having
problem
their
is they're
hands
not
out.
dead and they wish they were.
I'm gonna like hover over here with Edmont.
Okay.
Just
Right.
let me know if you wanna cleanse the room and I'll step outside.
Well, what
Alright.
we know about this area, this whole region, the graveyard it's basically a hotbed of undead who could be called to Aslan's service in a second. So I think that's what these are. They're basically imprisoned corpses to be called upon.
Well, we haven't been told they're corpses. We've been told they're human. They're human bodies that are stuffed in there. Are they dead?
I mean, they're moving of their own
Yeah.
volition,
Okay.
very very weakly.
I think they were being tortured and punished for some reason.
What you got, Edmont?
So I was just counting out movement because I'm about to do my next wall run along the wall up to here.
Okay.
Edmont points down the hallway, and then he does so.
Edmont, you might want to stop a little before that.
Oh,
As you come up around the corner here, looking into this room, the ceiling reaches up again into a vaulted space. They're not quite as high as in the pool, the room with the acid pool. This one, probably 30 or 40 feet above your head. Dangling from the ceiling at these places are iron cages, each one rattling, swaying slightly back and forth, making a clattering sound where it impacts the wall next to it.
how high off the ground are they hanging?
You could walk under one comfortably and probably reach up and touch it. Touch the bottom
What's
of it.
in the cage?
Yeah, what's
That
in
you
the cage?
can't see from the floor.
Victor will hover up a little bit to try and get a look.
Yeah, and Victor, you see moving dead people in the cages.
Are they dead? Dead or wishing they were dead?
I mean, they look like the people in the floor behind you.
Oh, so the people on the floor are dead. Okay.
Ekon, we
Also, I
need
think I see a
fire.
plastic trap right there.
We're gonna need lots of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta remember, Victor is the person who put those other prisoners out of the misery, so he's not above that now.
We have no light sources. Is that correct? We're relying entirely on dark vision right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have. Well, oh, I thought Orson had.
At least up ahead.
Oh, I thought he was using his necklace.
I mean, he's got it, so he can pull it out. But like, Zach Wheel has enough dark vision so that we can all have it.
Okay.
And yeah, moving to this space, because Edmont, you were coming in. No, you wall ran, didn't you? And then-
Yeah, I was running along the wall
All right.
to be out of the reach of those grabby hands. Because I remember that dungeon in fucking Ocarina of Time. Stupid. God, I hate that. I hate the deadhead so much. Yeah, so I think I spot a acid trap right there.
So Victor, you're flying high enough over it to not trigger it?
No, he's gonna trigger it so that Edmont can be safe.
Okay, give me a dexterity save. I'm going to make you roll the dex save, even though you can't fail it. Feels very wrong that there's a saving throw that you can't possibly fail.
Is there a 17 work?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, Edmont comes
What's
along
happening?
in behind Victor.
Back here in the corridor.
Uh,
You can get that spot.
Does it look safe for us to walk through here?
If you're walking through this corridor here, you're stepping along these bodies in the floor.
Jeannie is she's basically squatted down on the edge of the, just out of reach of the hands,
Okay.
and she's doing an Arcana check on the on the people in the things, just to see if they're under the influence of a spell, and
Yeah, give me
try
an
to
arcana.
deter-
Give me an arcana. I mean, they're definitely somehow magical, but yeah, give me an arcana check.
that is a 23.
Yeah, there's necromancy magic in place in these people pits.
The people pits.
That's
Okay,
what we're calling them. Great.
The people pits. The purple people eaters.
so yeah, I was like fairly certain these are almost certainly zombies,
Yeah, I think that's fairly obvious.
but I mean they're at least partially aware and sentient, right?
I mean, when you get close enough, they try to reach out to you, and if you try to speak to them or ask them anything, they beseech your help.
Yeah. I'll ask them how do I help you?
And they just reach their hand out.
What if you vortex one of them out of the pit?
You're not in the room, so
That's true.
for that suggestion.
I mean, it looks like you just grab hold of their arm and pull them up and out of there.
Yeah, no, that's a negative. That's a negative Ghost Rider.
I mean, you asked, my dude. So,
How? Oh, I have a question for Ekon, real quick. How many more Dispel Magics do you have?
I mean, a significant number.
Okay, I was just wondering because I like,
Yeah, no, I thought about it.
yeah. Like I'm not going to reach down there and pull you up because I have, and Jeannie's going to show her little noodle arms. I have noodle arms. It's a genetic defect of our family. Almost all of us have little noodle arms.
that's what Veritas means in Old Aetherine. It means noodle arms.
Noodle arms.